Jund Deathvine. Okay, that's fun. That's a fun name.
You approve?
I kind of like Deathvine.
The Cedric Phillips stamp of approval.
For now, I kind of like Deathvine. Against David Festin, who is playing Blue-White Control.
So David is playing this Blue-White Control deck. It looks very similar to what my buddy Kyle Shane played last week at the Open in Syracuse. He said he was really happy with the deck. He wished he had just put in a little more time before the event.
Okay.
He felt like he definitely could have picked up 2 more matches throughout the tournament if he had just played a little sharper. Definitely made some mistakes along the way that cost him some games and thus some matches. But the appeal of the blue-white deck here is that it does line up very well against these Grixis Death Shadow strategies that generally only deploy 1 or 2 threats. One of the big things going on here is Gideon of the Trials. When the blue-white control deck plays Gideon of the Trials and just keeps uptaking it to prevent the damage from a threat, it forces the other deck to deploy an additional threat. And we've seen these Grixis decks just not have a whole ton of threats in them. So having to get 2 or 3 threats on the board really exposes them. And then they get caught with a Supreme Verdict that can't be countered, and the whole process starts again.
For Anderson, he starts things off with a Stomping Ground into an Insolent Neonate. So right now, he looks like a Dredge deck. What's going on?
Yeah, when you go rogue, you show up with a deck that is new and people haven't seen before. You will pick up some wins because people do not play well against you.
Absolutely will, as Anderson will draw a card. Picked up a copy of Bloodstained Mire. Going to play Verdant Catacombs. And now he'll sacrifice the Verdant Catacombs. But when you go rogue and you're not sure if your deck is good, you might throw away some games because you're not sure how to sequence things. Now I'm going to give Todd a little more credit than that.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot more credit than that.
We don't see Todd Anderson throw away many games.
No, it doesn't happen very often. But this is going to be a deck that's kind of got some weird sequencing with how you're supposed to be doing things. So he's going to sacrifice an Insolent Neonate.
And he's doing this before attack because he's getting that Vengevine back.
Now he's going to cycle a Street Wraith.
Oh, I think we're going to get multiple free hollow ones this turn.
Now he's got a Cathartic Reunion, too. Okay.
Maybe just one hollow one in the grip right now.
This is a Neonate.
That's creature 1 for the turn.
Yep. Hollow 1. Get back Vengevine. And so now he's assembled a battlefield. He's going to serve here, and there's no Path Exile to worry about. So in comes Vengevine. David's going to fall down to 13. And Todd's built himself a nice battlefield here.
Yeah, I mean, 4 power creatures are nothing to scoff at.
No, not at all.
This is turn 2. You got 2 of them onto the board. One is attacking right away. This is a very solid start.
Now take a look here, and one of the things I'm kind of keeping my eye on is here's a Spreading Seas.
Ooh.
That's a little slow this turn, folks. Colonnade the draw. Colonnade will be the land. Yeah, we'll see if he can kill him this turn or not. 4, 8, 9. If he is able to find a Vengevine somehow, which he drew. Well, so if Vengevine, hollowed 1, Vengevine, that's 12. Puts him down to 1. So he needs the Neonate to stay on the battlefield to be able to make it a clean win here.
Sure. Well, also he needs multiple creatures in order to get the Vengevine back from the graveyard.
Also true. Also true.
But a lot of moving pieces here.
Yeah.
And we'll see what Todd puts together for the turn.
And he's also playing against blue-white control, so, he has to be cognizant of the fact that, okay, probably Supreme Verdict, some sort of Wrath effect.
Definitely. But one of the things that's great about having Vengevine in your deck is that all you need to do is sandbag a couple of smaller creatures, and they come back with haste right away.
Yep. Anderson's going to discard a Death Shadow and a Vengevine, a Cathartic Reunion. And now he's going to serve for 9.
I'm not a real big fan of discarding the Death Shadow because it is a 1-drop.
For Vengevine.
For Vengevine.
True. So is Grimag Angler right now, though.
That's true.
Now David is going to play an Island. And I think we're going to see a Verdict. Yeah, so Anderson's likely going to sacrifice the Neonates. Discard a card. He's got lands to discard, so he'll discard a Mountain, draw a card. He picked up a Vengevine. Pass the turn back. I think he might just be able to hardcast Vengevine, depending on how many green sources he has in his deck.
Yeah, just needs a second green source here.
He's got an Overgrown Tomb, and a Stomping Ground.
Well, that's not going to do it.
I think that's okay. So there's the Overgrown Tomb. He's only got 2 green sources.
You like this. And it looks like David on the other side's got a bunch of Path to Exiles in his hand.
Draw a card. Gurmag Angler. Can he play 2 Anglers in 1 turn? 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot of cards in the graveyard. Jeez.
Well, and he can remove one of the Vengevines.
Sacrifice a fetch land, will Todd. He's got 2 black sources. Gonna get a Blood Crypt.
Yeah, I think we're going to be just fine here.
I think you're right.
And by we, I mean Todd.
Indeed. Yeah.
David is not going to be just fine.
Are you on Team Todd over here? Let's see. So he's going to pay 2 mana for this one. Those are going to go away. And he's going to pay 2 mana for the next one. Trigger, get back 2 Vengevines. Easy does it. Todd Anderson's going to win game number 1 here over David Festin. Jund Deathvine very quickly up a game here over blue-white control. Vengevine, huh?
That's a powerful card.
It is a powerful card.
And it has not had a home for a long time.
One of the things that I love about modern Extended Legacy, older formats, is the card pool is so large that you might forget about some of the cards that just don't have a home.
Yes.
Because Vengevine is a really powerful card.
Oh yeah.
Super powerful, as it demonstrated that game. It just kind of invalidates a lot of what David was doing.
Well, yeah, it clocks the opponent so fast.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it going on turn 2 like we saw, and it's coming back after removal effects.
Pretty impressive win there for Todd. Good start to his day as we go take a look at the sideboards. We'll start with David, who's got 4 Spell Quellers, 3 Leyline of Sanctity, 2 Rest in Peace, 2 Stony Silence, a Dispel, a Blessed Alliance, a Negate, and a Timely Reinforcements. What do we like?
I actually like a lot of these cards. The question is if David is really unsure what he's playing against, but I think after he saw all the graveyard effects, the delving and things like that, these Rest in Pieces have to come in. Now, if he's bringing a Rest in Peace, he's got to take a lot of cards out of his main deck because he's got some Logic Knots, he's got some Snapcaster Mages, so it's a whole package that needs to change.
Mm-hmm.
But he definitely has the pieces here. So like I said, I like the Rest in Peace. Blessed Alliance seems fine at gaining some life, killing attacker. The Timely Reinforcements will be really good in the early to mid game. So all of these cards seem good, potentially even the Negate.
Yeah, I could see Negate being okay here because you are dealing with a deck that has Cathartic Reunion and you're on the play.
And even Spell Queller can come in if he's playing this blue-white control deck. Todd might be thinking that all of his removal is very mediocre against this deck that generally wins with Planeswalkers. You can just bring in the Spell Quellers. You can snipe some of his key spells. A lot of turns, Todd has to resolve 2 or 3 spells for his deck to do what he wants it to do. The discarding multiple spells in a turn to play Hollow One for cheap, play 2 creatures to get Vengevine back, and you can break that up with Spell Quellers.
We'll go to Anderson's side here with his sideboard. As much of a brew as he's got here, this sideboard looks pretty normal. 3 Nile Spellbombs, 3 Collective Brutality, 2 Ancient Grudge, 2 Pyroclasm, 2 Big Game Hunter, a Painful Truths, a Liliana the Last Hope, and a Kolaghan's Command.
So if I were Todd, I don't know if I would make a whole bunch of changes in the deck. Potentially just the Painful Truth, maybe the Liliana the Last Hope, maybe not. It's certainly strong against a deck that can't threaten it.
Mm-hmm.
So just if you were able to get that on the board on turn 3 and just start taking up the threat of the emblem might be enough to give him a big advantage in the game. That being said, David still has ways that he can attack it in Celestial Colonnade. He can just bounce it off of the board with a Cryptic Command. So maybe that card's not even strong enough in this matchup. Just a Painful Truce comes in to draw some extra cards.
All right, there are the options there for both players. We're about ready here, so we'll talk about SCG Game Night, very quickly. The very popular promotion where in the month of August, you all know by now, you can get yourself some Puggernaut pins and tokens at your local game night. For the month of September, they'll be stinking up the joint with old Smell Snare pins and tokens. And for the month of October, we're going to get kind of adorable, at least as adorable as Night Foxes can be with Vampire Night Fox pins and tokens. Go.starcitygames.com/game night for more information and for stores and tournament organizers. If you'd like to get involved with this very popular program, contact your StarCityGames.com in-store programs representative as we get right here for game number 2 between Blue-White Control and Jund Deathvine, David Festin, and Todd Anderson, both taking a look at their opening hands. David is unhappy. Todd is going to keep. So we can take a moment here to learn a little bit more about Todd Anderson. Pretty good Magic player.
1 top 8, is that?
1, well, there is a 1.
Oh, 31,
There
see?
is a 1. He's got the same number of top 8s as his age. How about that? 1 top 8 for every year.
You think he just started when he was 1 year old and has just
That's a lot of Magic.
just racked one up each year?
Yeah.
Is that how he did
That's
it?
probably what it was. The 31-year-old who currently lives in Roanoke, Virginia, with 31 SCG Tour top 8s, 6 wins, 4 invitational top 8s, and a win back in Atlanta a couple of years ago. He beat me during that tournament. That's why I remember where it was. That first thing is a lie.
Wait,
the
wait.
second one here.
Read the first thing for us.
Jumped over the catcher and was safe once after watching Major League.
That's not the first thing.
I'm not going to the first thing.
I got the first thing first.
Okay, go ahead.
Beat Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan at NBA Jam using a computer teammate.
It's a blatant lie.
And we know you are very proud of your NBA Jam prowess.
I am, and that is not a fact. That is made up.
And playing with a computer teammate is quite a handicap.
It really is a handicap. It is.
So losing to someone doing this either means you're not that good at the game, Cedric.
Okay, well, it's not.
Or,
First of all, Patrick and I are a team, so it's on both of us, and this never
yes,
happened.
Or he's exceptional.
This is.
So you tell us which one it is.
Pull the slide down. Just go back to the match. I don't want to look at that anymore. Just pull it down. I'm not talking about this anymore. A plane's here for David to start. This never happened. Thoughtseize. It's a good card, especially when your opponent's on a mulligan of 5.
Would you say Todd's on fire?
Yeah, I would. He's heating up. He's heating up. David has a Rest in Peace and a Gate, a Sphinx's Revelation, and a Supreme Verdict. Rest in Peace.
One land.
Gone. Yeah. Tough start here for David.
That Sphinx's Rev is taunting him.
Yeah. So he's actually on a mulligan to 4, kind of, because that Sphinx's Rev is pretty bad.
It's not going to be good for a long time.
A Flooded Strand means he does have land number 2, though he doesn't have Rest in Peace number 1 anymore. For Todd, he'll play a Stomping Grounds on tap. Going to fall a little bit lower. And the big follow-up is a Faithless Looting.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a setup turn for Todd, and next turn it's going to be the multiple fatties, multiple Vengevines coming back.
That's what it looks like. Now, he does want to be a little careful with dumping 2 Vengevines, only because, you know, a top deck Rest in Peace would be kind of annoying. I think he did discard 2 Vengevines there, at least 1, but it looks like 2.
Well, if a Rest in Peace does come down, you know, having 1 in his hand and 1 in the graveyard doesn't help him a whole lot anyway, unless he plans on just hard casting the Vengevines.
Yeah. Hallowed Fountain here for David. Again, his hand right now, he's got a Supreme Verdict, Sphinx's Revelation, and a Negate, and so not a ton going on here.
Yeah, I think if I was David, I would not have cracked the fetch land.
Yeah, you just want to draw more lands.
Yeah, I want to leave my deck as densely packed with lands as possible.
David will draw a card. He has picked up a copy of Spreading Seas.
All right, that's not a bad one here.
No.
You know, Todd with a little bit of a slower start, and David's going to be able to interact with him while drawing an extra card.
He's picked up another copy of Supreme Verdict, so we go back over to Anderson. He'll draw. He's picked up a copy of Bloodstained Mire. Gurmag Angler in hand, so, you know, this is sort of the weird, wonky nature of his deck, where he's got Vengevines, but he doesn't want to delve those away, obviously. Cathartic Reunion in hand.
So I was talking about Kyle Shane playing this blue-white control deck last week. He did have one funny situation where his opponent kind of jammed him up with a Blood Moon.
Okay.
And he took a couple of turns to Spreading Seas his own lands.
Love it.
So that he, you know, then had his Cryptic Commands back online.
I love it. Whatever it takes to cast those spells. I absolutely love it. Where's Todd want to go here? We go to the Reunion maybe now that the opponent's shields are down? Yeah, he's going to play this. Additional cost. Got to discard a couple cards here. Gurmag Angler not looking terribly attractive right now.
Well, it is the second creature.
He's going to pick up a Thoughtseize, a Kolaghan's Command, and another copy of Cathartic Reunion.
Like I said, he needs to cast 2 creatures in a turn to get these Vengevines back. So
now he's going to sacrifice this Bloodstained Mire and play Thoughtseize yet again. See what David is working with. As he's going to search up a land. Obviously, something that taps for black mana. There is another Bloodstained Mire. And you just see that he does have the ability to get himself low pretty quickly for the Death Shadow side of the deck.
Oh, definitely.
2 Supreme Verdicts and Negate and the Sphinx's Rev here for David.
What do you want, Todd?
I'm guessing negates. Yeah. Not too hard to play around Supreme Verdicts when you know they're coming. And he'll simply pass the turn back. Will Anderson back over to David, who's picked up a Colonnade. He's going to play that, of course, and that'll be the turn. So Todd knows exactly what's going on over there for David, ignoring the top card of his deck. Anderson will draw, picked up a Collective Brutality.
Yeah, and I really expect Todd to just put his opponent on the 2-turn clock here.
Play a Gurmag Angler and a Neonate.
Yep. Get back both the Vengevines. They'll be attacking. Next turn, presenting lethal on the board.
Yeah, it's on David to top deck and land to be able to Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, an untap land at that.
That's true, too. Here is Gurmag Angler. Got to delve away 5 cards. Vengevines will be coming back 2. And Anderson's going to be attacking here for 8. Going to put David down to 11. And for David to continue to play, it starts with a land off the top of his deck. So let's see if he can do that.
Come on, David. Give us a sweat.
It's a Path to Exile.
Oh, what a tease.
Well, it does let him keep playing.
It does.
He gets to kill an Angler.
We got one more sweat.
Yeah, he gets to kill an Angler or a Vengevine, depending on which one he feels is more important. But again, Anderson does have the Collective Brutality in hand, which can finish him off.
Yeah, he stripped the negate out of his opponent's hand the turn before, so the Brutality should just finish this game.
So here's the path. Going to go after the Angler. David's going to fall down to 2, as Anderson's going to appropriately search up his land. He'll show a Collective Brutality or Kolaghan's Command, either one. 2 damage upstairs, and that is going to do it. Todd Anderson's going to win this match here over David Festin. 2-0. Jund Deathvine going to take care of blue-white control. And we don't know if it's good or not. Todd doesn't even know if it's good or not, but he does have a win under his belt.
Yeah, well, the first game was the game that was interesting. That's the game where he went turn 2, play the hollowed one, get back a Vengevine, immediately start attacking. And it was that level of pressure. The blue-white control deck was just too slow to deal with. That, the second game